want to give my take on what the priest said about Trump and his recent view that's been surfacing around for like a week and some days. I know I had watched it, but I just want to give my reaction and then make some talking points at the end. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and watch it.
I'll say this, by the way. This is to our beloved people of America. Trump is the last president that you must have in 2024. If you don't have Trump, you can kiss your country goodbye. The next superpower is coming, will destroy everything. And I don't care what people say. And then we'll make some deals. Pray, my beloveds. And I pray, and I need your prayers as well. And may the church wake up. Church leaders wake up. Be humble and true servant of the Lord Jesus. Serving the Lord from the heart, not from the lips. Enough hypocrisy. Enough buying and selling in the Father's house. Enough snatching away the glory of Christ. Christians, wake up.
The time when the election gets here, we have already had 4 years to decide on what we need to do. We have 4 years to study things. Like, you know how we have 4 years of school, depending on your degree, 4 years of high school or whatnot. We had 4 years to figure this stuff out. There's no more excuses from the moment when these leaders just start doing the most outlandish-ish and they start putting other countries first versus America. And we're seeing that plain clear as day. And it's like the same thing just keep getting repeated over and over again. Gas prices are going up, food. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of this. And I know many Americans are sick and tired of this. We have 4 years. Let's not screw it up now. Let's not screw it up. We have 4 years to figure this stuff out. And if we get the same results next year, like you just said, we can kiss this country goodbye because we're still sending money to Ukraine and we got the Russian president, Putin. He's not playing around. And if as long as we have somebody so weak as Biden, I mean, what makes you think that we can trust Biden for all the most dumbest decision that he ever made? The way he withdrew out of Afghanistan was very sloppy. What makes you think if we were to get in a war that we will win? Now, I'm not going to put anything past, our military or whatnot, but I'm just saying, though, the way how military has turned, looking at the campaign ads, China's, Russia's versus ours. Like, it was the campaign ad like back in 2021, I think. But just looking at those compared to ours, we didn't look all that serious. Like, we were ready to go to war. We focused so much on, inclusion, diversity, which is all good. The way that these people are going about it, they're putting that more over than serving your country and protecting your country. All that stuff could come last. We just need to protect our country. That's all that matters. And in regards to race, like, sort out your differences. Everybody's not gonna like you. That's what people gonna have to get through their head. But when he went into that these church leaders need to humble themselves, I already know who he's talking about. Those that are so focused on the money when the tithe and offering comes around. It's not so much going to the church, but it's going to them to fund them in their expensive jets or whatever the case may be. That's what I was getting from that, like mega churches. But I know the church that I go to is not like that. But you just have to find a good Bible-based church that's not so materialistic. That's what I get from that, that part that he made when he was talking about the church leaders need to be humble and they need to stop taking the glory away from God. Now, as far as with the COVID cases going back up, and I got to be real careful saying this, but I saw this was coming. When the WHO announced that we were over with COVID, like back in June, like late May, June, they said that COVID was over. It was no longer like health emergency or whatnot. Okay, now the cases going back up. And just in a college, I forgot the name of it, a college somewhere here in Atlanta, they're already mandating the mask again. And now they're going to start talking about rolling our sleeves up for the jab. Everything is in plain sight. With the cases going back up, we need to put 2 and 2 together. Because remember in 2020, with 2019 actually precisely, 4 years ago, in November, that's when they said COVID-19 was surfaced in China. Then it had about maybe 3-4 months to get over here, supposedly. I'm trying to say everything for those that understand, but for ones that do understand already, I'm not trying to preach a message to y'all because you already know. But for those that don't understand, I don't see why y'all cannot still get it. Y'all have 4 years. Don't you see the same cycle repeating? What if they have us in lockdown again? They have us in lockdown again. The case is going back up. What does that tell you? What is next year? 2024. What's going to happen next year? The election. What if they start the lockdown back in March like they did in 2020, which will be 4 years ago, next year, March? What if they lock us down? They force the jab down our throats, and then we have to do the same BS with the mail-in ballots. I know I didn't vote in 2020, and that's a whole different topic. Now to understand now, my decisions is still kind of not there in regard. Because like even with some of the Republicans, like with me, I'm real careful when it comes to voting. And right now, it's not looking good for Trump. It's not looking good for him because of all these indictments, and hopefully he can make it. Hopefully he can make it and be able to, be in the race to run for, president. But with all of this stuff that's going on, it's very impossible to see. But just imagine if that was to happen again. I know y'all get what I'm saying. It's a cycle. And they're going to use this COVID thing again to get him in there. Why you think they're saying the cases are going back up? It's a cycle. It's a cycle. We're getting closer to the end of 2023. And if they were to pull the stunt and say, okay, we have to lock down again next year around February, March. Don't you know that it was 2020 part 2? And then there was some doctor I was listening to. He was saying that the next pandemic is going to be worse than what we had. He said it's going to make COVID look like it was nothing. It was going to be worse. But yeah, I know I talked about it long enough in my talking points. But that's what I wanted to say after what the priest has said, because that's what's going to happen. We already see our country in decline right now. Things are not getting better. They're not getting better. And as long as people keep doing the same thing, they're not going to get anything different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And people have done this for many years, and we never seen any progress in this country in regards to the crime, which is the main one to name a few, especially the crime. The community, the black community, and especially down here in Atlanta, it's a hot mess. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts or opinions on what the priest has said and anything of the talking points that I said. But with those words, I'm out. Later.